Actually, this group is a much smaller group than what I usually take. Usually it's in the 40s. We usually take kids. Next year's trip, we have already signed up. It's already booked and closed. We have 49. So this year's 26 is actually a smaller group. But what we decided was we wanted to take a smaller group this year, a little more intimate, I suppose, because of the nature of the trip and the sort of the potential for issues with regard to big groups moving through those areas.
Tell me about getting the kids interested in something like this, based on the fact that it is March break and they could be doing, the fun in the sun thing.
Yeah, strangely, I didn't have to do anything with regard to that. They're sort of self-motivated, I guess, whether it's their parents or their own sort of initiative. But the interest came strictly from them. It had nothing to do with me.
What do you want them to learn, and how do you prepare them to go on such a journey?
Well, that's a hard question. I mean, different kids will get different things out of this trip. Some kids it's just a time away from home, and other kids we have a couple of kids whose great grandfather, I believe, was in Auschwitz and he's still alive. So it's a little more personal for them as well. So you just sort of never know what you're going to get out of a trip like this.
What do you cover in class leading up to this?
Well, depending on the course, or the students, this is mostly from a grade 10 curriculum. So there's a whole section of World War II that we cover, and it's a hard topic to cover because you don't want to make it too bigger than their age. But on the other hand, you can't sort of gloss over it either.
And truly, going to Auschwitz for a lot of people, it's an emotional journey that is larger than what they anticipated, emotionally crippling at times. How do you prepare your students for something that big?
Well, the only the way that I can know of is I went to Dachau concentration camp about 6 years ago or so, 7 years ago, and I saw what it did to the children, to the students there, and it was pretty harsh, especially for the girls for whatever reason. Just walking into the grounds, not even seeing anything, just walking into it, and there's a lot of tears and emotion just based upon that.
I'll call you before I get in the
You just never know, again, from student to student, how it's going to affect them. So you sort of prepare them what you're going to see, a little bit of the history, and the rest of it you leave up to their own individual stuff.
And there's an opportunity for learning when you return and sharing.
Well, ultimately, I mean, the things that they learn here will impact them for their life, and they'll be able to pass that on to their friends and their parents, and ultimately, hopefully, their children and people around them.